actually look decent. Oh, wow, yeah, here we go. What's going on YouTube? Michael Harris here, coming at you today with another video, and today we're going to talk about how to optimize your Facebook pixel using Google Shopping campaigns. So stay tuned.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online.
Alright guys, so in today's video, I want to talk to you about an important topic of how to optimize your Facebook pixel using your Google Shopping traffic that you're getting from your customers on Google, and how that can in turn lead to a valuable asset for your e-commerce business. If you have your Facebook pixel installed and you're getting traffic, you're optimizing your Facebook pixel. So in this video, I want to break down exactly how that works and how you can use that to your advantage to scale your stores onto Facebook and get even more sales. So let's go ahead and get started and break this strategy down. Alright guys, so in this video, I want to break down for you exactly how to use your Google Shopping traffic to optimize your Facebook pixel. So to some of you, you may already be familiar on how to do this. Some of you, this may be a totally brand new topic. So I really want to go in depth and totally analyze how to do this so that you can scale your stores into Facebook and that way you're not relying on only Google Shopping or only Facebook. You can use both to really maximize your sales and really maximize your profits at the end of the day. So if you do not have a Facebook pixel added to your store, then you're not going to be able to do this yet, because that means you haven't been capturing any of the data coming from the traffic from Google Shopping. So if you don't have a Facebook pixel set up, make sure you go and do that right now. And then after you get a little bit of data on your pixel, come back to this video and watch this. It's really important that you guys already have a store already set up and running and able to actually use this. If you don't have it yet, you can definitely still watch so that later on you can learn how to scale into those bigger numbers. But it's important, like I said, that you already have a couple sales coming in and a Facebook pixel installed. We'll break down the exact numbers later on in this video that you need, but just want to make that clear in the beginning of this video that those are the requirements to use this method. So let's go ahead and get started. As you guys know, it's really no secret that Facebook ads are not easy to use, okay? You have to get your targeting right. You have to make sure that you're targeting the right people in order to get sales coming in. And even if you are targeting the right people, it doesn't necessarily mean that they want what you're advertising to them, right? So people using Facebook are just scrolling through, looking at their girlfriend's post or their boyfriend's post or their grandma, whatever. They're not actually looking for what you specifically are advertising. So unless you're advanced and unless you have a lot of experience and a lot of practice using Facebook ads, I recommend starting with Google Shopping. If you want to get started with Google Shopping and you don't know how to do that yet, there's videos above or below you on this channel, however you're finding this. There's other videos on my YouTube channel on how to do this. So I definitely recommend starting with Google Shopping if you're intermediate or beginner, and then using these methods once you get sales coming in to expand even more. So let's go ahead and break down exactly how this works and why it works so well and why it makes Facebook ads so much easier. So like I said earlier, you want to have your Facebook pixel already installed, and if you do correctly have it installed on your Shopify store, then what that means is that every single sale that comes in, well, not every single sale, I'll break that down later, but most sales coming in to your Shopify store are actually firing your pixel. All right, so as long as you have your Facebook pixel installed correctly onto your Shopify store, then every time a sale comes in, or every time even any action comes in to your Shopify store, even if people don't buy, that's firing your Facebook pixel. So as long as you have it set up correctly, every time that you get a sale coming into your store, that means that it is firing every pixel event. So page view, I'm just going to abbreviate this, and then add to cart, and then also a sale or a conversion, okay? The conversion event, purchase event, whatever you want to call it. Every time you get a sale, it's firing every one of these events on your Facebook pixel. So that is optimizing your pixel, okay? It's no different than if you're actually using Facebook ads to get sales and everything like that. It's still firing the pixel the same way, okay? So just to make that clear, we have our Shopify store set up, okay? This is your store, and you're running Google ads. And you're running Google ads and Google traffic to that. And every time you get a sale, it's firing these events on your pixel, okay? Now, there is some criteria to make this work correctly. The person has to actually have a Facebook account set up. Like obviously, like if they don't have a Facebook account, then it's not going to fire the pixel. They have to be a registered Facebook user. And so, to be honest, it's not like 100% of your sales being registered. It's anywhere from like 80 to 95 or even 100%, just depending on like the traffic and the niche you're in. But like they have to have a Facebook pixel set up for this to actually be firing correctly and for it to actually set up. So now that you guys get this point, basically what's happening is you're using really hot traffic from Google to optimize a Facebook pixel that is normally really hard to optimize, right? Like this is really hard to do if you don't know, if you're not experienced, if you've never used Facebook ads, or you don't know like the tricks, or you've never had like mentors or anything on how to actually use Facebook ads. This stuff right here is really hard to do, but we just made it way easier because people from Google Shopping who actually are looking for what you want to buy are coming into your store and they're buying it, which in turn, if they have a Facebook account set up, is then firing all of these events on your Facebook pixel. Okay, so that's a general overview of how this works and why it works so well. Okay, boiling hot traffic coming in is firing your Facebook pixel and it's optimizing your pixel, which is the same exact thing as if you are advertising to cold traffic on Facebook and they come through a Facebook ad to buy. It's going to also fire the tracking pixel on your store. Like that's just how it works. So no matter what, people are firing your Facebook pixel as long as they have a tracking code, as long as they have a Facebook account set up. So now, what do we do with this? What do we do with this information? Once you have 100 sales, once you have 100 sales, oops, not $100, 100 sales, then you can make a lookalike audience, okay? Now, if you don't know what a lookalike audience is, I'll break that down in just a second, but you need 100 sales to make a lookalike audience on Facebook. And once you have a lookalike audience, that's what we're actually going to be advertising to. And so how this works is basically a lookalike audience takes all of the targeting and the guessing out of your Facebook advertising, okay? So the lookalike audience is comprised of people who match very similarly what already fired your Facebook pixels data. Like, let me rephrase that. Like people in your lookalike audience are like much more likely to buy from you than cold targeted traffic that you would normally advertise to on Facebook, okay? If you guys don't know the terms I'm talking about, then just you might need to research Facebook ads a little bit more, but like this is more for like intermediate to like advanced people anyways. So you should know what I'm talking about at this point. If you don't, sorry, I'm not going to go like super in depth on like what all these terms are, but what basically people on your lookalike audience match really close to like the buying profiles that are more likely to buy on Facebook. And so once you create a lookalike audience, you can create different like different varieties of how close they match those first 100 people. So your lookalike audience is always based on like 100 conversions, right? And then after that, you can make audiences. Usually, like every time I've done this, it's been anywhere from like 2 million to 10 million people. So you can create lookalike audiences that match like 1% exact match, or you can then do like 2% exact match, or you can do like 3, 4, 5, like whatever. And then you can also do like 1, 2, 3% of a close match, okay? There's directions and like how to stuff on Facebook when you create the lookalike audience of like how closely you want to match, but I'm just giving you guys like an overview. Like I said, I'm not a Facebook expert. I definitely, my expertise is in Google shopping, but like you can still um, use these tactics going forward. So that being said, now that you've created your lookalike audience and you have your exact match, I always start off with just 1%. Okay, I always do 1%, and then I go 2 to 3%, 3 to 4%, 4 to 5%. Okay, and we'll break this down here in the next slide or the next whiteboard, whatever you want to call it. So once you have your lookalike audience established, it's been created, it's populated, you have, however many millions of people that are likely to buy, that basically has taken out all of the hard part, okay? It's taken out all the guesswork, it's taken out all of the targeting and like trying to find the right audiences to advertise your products to. So now that you have that, that's like 90% of the problem is finding the audience to target to sell your product. So we just solved like the biggest issue, and you guys can thank me later for that. So now what do we do? Okay, now we want to advertise to our 1% exact match audience, okay? And in theory, these people are much more likely to buy from you than if you were to just create like a totally cold targeted Facebook ad. So we're going to take our 1%, take our 1% lookalike audience, and this is who we're going to advertise to first, and we're going to test it. Obviously, Facebook ads are very similar to Google Shopping in the sense of like you have to test products and you have to see what's on there, but you can take your same products that you're getting sales on Google, and in theory, they should work in the same exact scenario. So that being said, we're going to take our lookalike audience, our 1% lookalike audience, and we're going to test multiple ads, okay? And this is what I normally do. I'm giving you guys like the exact strategy that I use. And right now, this very second, I just started a brand new niche store, and I took the pixel and I've scaled up to like, I think I'm at like $700 a day in revenue. And it's only like the first, like, I guess it's like the second week of starting this niche store. So now that we have our lookalike audience, we're going to test 3 different variations of ads. Okay, this is what I do every time, every single time. I always do this the same exact way. I test just the picture, and I'm talking about like the actual like the actual creative on the ad, the image or whatever people see in the actual Facebook ad itself. Okay, so first of all, I test just the image of your e-commerce product. So like whatever just like the landing page image is of on your Shopify store for the product that you want to test, I just put that as the ad. Okay, so like if you're testing, I don't know, say you're testing blackhead removal vacuums, just have this image. This first test is just going to be the image of the blackhead vacuum. Okay, so that makes sense. And then the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this same image, and you can go to like canva.com or whatever, I don't know, whatever website you use, and you can edit this image, and you want to just make some like eye-catching headline. Okay, so like basically you're going to have this same image from over here on this bottom half of this image that you're editing here, and then across the top you're going to have some kind of headline that says like, wow, cheap blackhead vacuums, or like whatever, I don't know, whatever works best for your niche. I usually have like something like, quality blackhead vacuums don't have to be so expensive, or like something, I don't know, something like that. Whatever sounds good. That doesn't really sound that good in this case, but like quality technology doesn't have to be so expensive, or something like that. I think you guys get the point. Just like an eye-catching background, or like a header with that, and then a eye-catching background color. So you want to do like red or like a green or something like that on the top of this. And like you guys have probably seen these before, these kind of images before, and you know that they stand out, and you know that they typically grab your attention really well. And so the last thing that we want to test is a video, okay? If you don't have a video for your product, you just need to look on AliExpress or even on Alibaba, And what you can then do is try to download that video or ask the supplier if you can use it. A lot of times, if you can find a supplier on AliExpress that has a video, you can just use Oberlo to import that video into your Shopify store, or you can also try to download that. I'm not going to get like super in depth on like how to find the videos, but you want to try to test another video, and that's really important for this as well. So video a lot of the times actually converts better than pictures because the video is actually selling the product for you before they even get to the store. Okay, so that's why it's really important to test just a normal image, and then a image with a headline, and then also a video as well. Okay, that's the play button. In case you're wondering, my pen is not working very well. So that being said, now we have 3 different ads. Okay, we have our video, and then we also have our headline image, and we also have our just normal image. Okay, and now we want to actually run these ads on Facebook to our lookalike audiences. Okay, so in the next slide, we're going to break down how exactly we want to structure these in the Facebook Facebook Ads Manager. Okay, so you have your campaign. I'm just going to put LLA. Label your campaign like whatever you want it to. This doesn't really matter. Just showing you the structure. So this is the campaign level, right? And then we also have our ad set levels. And so what I would do personally is have one ad set for each type of ad that you're running. So like we'll have our image ad, right? And then we'll have our like headline image ad. And then we'll have our video ad, right? And so then now what we can do is the audiences can just be our like lookalike 1% audience, and we can just let this run for a few days, okay? And we just want to let all 3 run. So we have our three different creatives, 1, 2, 3, and they're all going to the same 1% lookalike audience, okay? 1% lookalike audience. And so we just want to let this run, okay? We want to let it run for, I would say, I usually do like 2 to 4 days. By 2 days, you should have an idea of like which one is going to work. And you should know like pretty well off like which one is going to do better. If you are doing this correctly, you probably have, I don't know, no guarantees, but you probably have like maybe 1 to 3 sales after 2 days of letting this scenario run. You should have, you know, 2 to 4 sales, something like that, and then have a clear winning advert that you can keep going with. Okay, so what we want to do for the lookalike audiences, okay, this is where it can get really confusing. I want to talk about, I maybe should have put this one slide before, but I want to talk about the actual purchase, the actual conversion event that you want to set for in your Facebook ad manager. So on the next slide, I'll go ahead and talk about that. You basically want to start off with the easiest thing you can get. All right, so we'll just get right to the point on this one. 30 conversions is what is required for Facebook ads to like actually optimize, okay? So you need 30 or more in 1 week. Okay? 30 conversions or more in 1 week per ad set is what needs to happen for it to actually be considered optimized, okay? And speaking of sales, there we go. There's a sale right there. All right, and so to break down what exactly a conversion is, it's whatever you have it set to in your campaign, in your ad set, okay? So if you have your conversion event set to page views, and it's only set to page views, I'm just going to abbreviate here, and you get 30 or more page views in 1 week, that means that this ad is then optimized for page views. Okay, that means that the ad is performing correctly for what the Facebook algorithm needs in order to keep getting you more conversions. Okay, so now the same goes for add to carts, and then also initiate checkouts, and then also purchases. Okay, so you need 30 or more for each of these every week in order for it to maintain optimization. Okay, so that being said, now what we want to do is we want to structure our ad sets to match that. Okay, so you always want to just start with like the easiest thing to get. Okay, so with your Facebook ads, like with your Facebook ads, you always want to start in the very beginning. You want to start with just page views because that's really easy to get. Like you can get 30 clicks in like half a day if you want to, and that's a page view. As long as they land on the page and like it fires as a page view, that's a page view. So you always want to start with page views, and you want to get 30 or more in the first week. Okay, and this is for all three ads that we just talked about. Okay, this is for all three ad sets with the images and the video. Okay, so you want to just start off with 30 page views. Okay, and as soon as they get 30 page views, even if you haven't gotten sales yet at this point, even if you haven't gotten any add to carts or like anything, even if it's just like crickets that's happening, once you get 30 page views, then you just duplicate it, all these ad sets, into add to cart. Okay, so then you go to add to cart and you change your purchase pixel or your purchase you change the conversion setting, is what I'm trying to say, into add to cart. Okay, and same thing again, you just let it run until you get 30 add to carts or more in 1 week. Okay, and if you can't get this in 1 week, you just keep letting it run and you keep trying to optimize your offer and like the price and like make it more appealing for people to buy, and you just keep going. Okay, and then after you get 30 add to carts on one of these ad sets, at this point you should know like one of these should be like clearly outperforming the other. Okay, you should by now know which one is a winner. So what I mean by winner is like it's getting way more impressions and way more sales, or it's just getting like way more sales and converting way faster than the other ones. You'll know when you look at the numbers what's a winning ad set. Okay, like it's not, you don't need to be like a rocket scientist to know which one's winning. It's just obvious. Okay, and if you have multiple that are winning, that's okay too. Just keep whatever one is converting for you and getting you sales, just keep it going and keep it on. But at this point you should know a winner, and for this example I'm just going to say we just have one winning ad set, and let's say it's our video ad set. Once we know that the video ad set is converting the best, and we're going to turn off the other two. Okay, and then going forward, let's say our video ad set has 30 add to carts in 1 week. Now what we want to do is we want to duplicate this into initiate checkout. Okay, that's the next step in the funnel or the next step in optimization things. And like I said, all you need is 30 or more in 1 week for it to be considered optimized. Okay, so as you can see, this is like pretty straightforward. Like all you have to get is 30 conversions, whatever the conversion setting is in your ad set, that's what you need to get 30 of. And as you get better and better and more experienced, this gets easier and easier. Okay, like it might take some practice at first, but like eventually this gets really easy. Also, keep in mind that this is a lookalike audience. So like these people, like I said in the beginning, these people are like already pre-primed and they match exactly what your profile wants to get a purchase from. Okay, so now let's go ahead and say, to back up 1 second, sorry guys. So to back up, if like these are getting you sales, you just leave them alone. Like just leave these alone and you just keep duplicating into the next step in the funnel. Okay, so let's go ahead and say, just to back up, to give you like a broad overview, and to like clarify this. I know that there's probably gonna be questions at this point. So let's say, to back up to our page view, like right when we've just very first started our 3 ads. Okay, we have our 3 ads running and they're at page view, right? Let's say our video ad is getting sales at this step, then you just leave it running. Okay, just leave it on and leave it set to page views, and if it's converting profitably, then just leave it there. Now if at this point it's like very obvious that the other two are not performing well, then you can turn the other two off and then only duplicate our video ad that's converting into add to cart, okay? So when I duplicate, I usually double the budget. So let's say you start off at like $5 a day ad sets, or $10 or whatever. Like, you don't need to start off super with a lot in the beginning, but I always duplicate it into like $10 or $20 or like whatever, just times 2 of the budget from the first ad sets. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense. This is getting pretty hectic on this page, but basically if it's not converting, then you can turn off the ads after you duplicate them. If it is converting, then just leave it going and don't mess with this ad. Like, if it's getting sales, just like leave it alone. Do not mess with it. That's the biggest thing with Facebook, is like you just have to like let it be and quit messing with it. If you want to increase the budget or like make edits, then duplicate the ad set every time. Just duplicate it into something else to make the edits, okay? So to keep going with this, once you duplicate this into add to cart, if it is continuing to convert and continuing to get you sales, then you just leave it going again, okay? Like, let's say our video is getting us sales at the add to cart conversion setting, then we just leave it on, okay? And then once we hit 30 or more conversions in 1 week, then we go ahead and we duplicate it into initiate checkout. And like I said, if it's getting you sales at the add to cart, then you just leave it alone and you just leave it on and just let it keep getting you sales. Then we want to go into initiate checkout. And like I said, again, 30 conversions in 1 week. Again, if it's getting you sales, then you just leave it on, leave it going, okay? Now comes the fun part. This is how any Facebook ads work, even if you're not using lookalike audience. So like, if you're watching this not using Google traffic, like, there you go. You can if you know how to do targeting and stuff, this is like the winning strategy, okay? This is what everybody does to scale Facebook ads really big. And this is the actual fun part, okay? Here we go. I hope you're ready. So now, we just came from initiate checkouts and conversion setting, and we want to duplicate this into our purchase pixel. And this is where you actually start to make like a lot of money, and where it starts to get really intense and really snowball into big sales, okay? So you want to duplicate this into your purchase conversion setting. And then we want to just keep it at this, but we can just keep duplicating it, okay? So as long as you're getting 30 sales per more, as long as you're getting 30 sales or more in 1 week, like I said, like, that's all you need is 30 conversions. That's really not that much once you're at this point. Once you get to 30 conversions or more in 1 week, then you can just keep duplicating it, and this is how we scale, okay? So at this point, you should be, I would say, like, I don't know, depending on how aggressive you want to be, at this point, you should be spending about $30 a day on this ad set, maybe more. Personally, I probably would be spending about 60 at this point, just because like I have gotten this strategy down a little bit more, and like I'm a little bit more confident in myself and my abilities on how to do this. So that being said, each time, as long as you get these 30 purchases or more in a 1 week period on this ad set, then you just keep duplicating it, guys. Like, it's super easy. You just keep going up. And let's say you're spending $60 on this ad set here. If you want to duplicate it because it's converting well and you keep going, this is how you scale a Facebook ad, okay? You just duplicate this ad set into a doubled daily budget, okay? So you just leave it alone, you just duplicate it. The only thing you change is you change the budget. And then clearly, like, if you're at this point, like, 30 conversions should be so easy to get in 1 week, but you still want to maintain 30 or more, and you just keep going, okay? And then so that's what, $240 a day. And as long as you get 30 conversions or more, which again, that should be like really, really, really easy, spending $240 a day. I hope to God you're getting way more sales than 30. But this means that this is actually an optimized campaign, okay? 30 conversions is all it takes to get an optimized campaign. Like that's all you need to get the ad set optimized, and that means that Facebook is getting enough information to improve on whatever conversion value you have your ad set to, okay? So once you get to purchase conversion, it's on. Like that's where all the money comes from, and that's how you can really scale into like massive amounts. So I hope you guys like really found this useful. Now I want to get into some more topics because like this is only the beginning of using lookalike audiences in Facebook. So these are some of the bonuses I was talking to you guys about in the beginning of the video and staying till the end. So what we can do now, let's say we all know like audiences eventually they dry up with Facebook ads. So if you have an audience of 2 million, let's just say like the 1% match on your lookalike audience is 2 million, okay? I'm not gonna have enough room to type it out. So 2 million is your lookalike audience. And eventually you're gonna burn through this audience, right? Like at 240 bucks a day, eventually you're gonna run out of people to show this advert to, and it's going to slow down and it's going to die out. So now what you can do is once you hit this point, you can then go back to the beginning of this video and remember how we talked about how we had our 1%, and we had our 2%, and we had our 3%, and our 4, and our 5% exact match, right? And so these basically, as you go down, these are less likely to convert, but they're still a lookalike audience, so it's still worth testing. So let's say you dry up your 1% audience, then you just do the same thing that I just talked about with this 2% audience, okay? Same exact thing, just repeat it with the 2% audience. Let's say that goes well and you dry it up even more. Just stop advertising to it and do the 3% audience, okay? And just keep repeating all the way till you burn through all those audiences from that first initial lookalike audience, okay? Now, here's the really fun part. This is like once you're like really scaling huge, this is where it gets really fun and where you can actually make even more money, okay? So I'm gonna go over this one and I'm gonna give you guys one more bonus and then we'll wrap it up. So basically what you want to do now, let's say you've gone through like all these audiences and or like maybe these didn't convert, I don't know, like you can use this either way. Like if these audiences didn't convert and only the 1% did, and this was like the only thing that made you money, then guess what? Just create another lookalike audience based on these conversions, okay? Like all you need is 100 conversions to make another lookalike audience, and since you're making it of an already made lookalike audience, these people are going to be even more likely to buy. And then you just keep doing this over and over. So then after you make your second lookalike audience, you're going to have again 1%, 2%, all the way to like 10% exact match. And you can just keep repeating this over and over and over and over again, selling the same products to different people. And you can keep scaling it on Facebook. And then at the same time, you still have your Google ads running. And then maybe at this time you've gotten smart and you've gone into Pinterest ads or Pandora ads or whatever. I don't know, TikTok ads. I don't know, whatever you want to do. I don't know how to do any of those, but like at this point you should be really seriously like rolling in the dough. And this is what I am actively doing right now in my niche store, okay? So last bonus of this video, don't forget to retarget. Like, I know it sounds simple, and you can also do this with Google Shopping, so I guess this will be a two-part bonus. Don't forget to retarget your traffic, okay? If you don't know what retargeting is, it's basically people who they saw your ad, okay? This is our like original ad, whether it's on Google. This goes for like Google Shopping or Facebook, okay? They saw our ad, they click our ad, they come to our store. This is our Shopify store, but then they just leave again and they don't buy. They spent zero money. You can retarget to these people with another ad on Facebook. So this would show on their Facebook ad, on their Facebook wall or like whatever as they're scrolling through Facebook. We'll just put FB. Okay. These people then see this ad and they say, hey, like whatever, your ad, you can make it like so there's a discount. Sometimes like you want to test if a discount is even necessary. Sometimes you can get these people to convert without even offering them a discount. You can just say like, hey, we noticed you stopped by, what happened or whatever, and just have a link going straight back to the product page. And these people they're already like familiar with your brand. Remember, they came in and they looked at it, but then they left, so they like already know who you are. And sometimes all it takes is a little nudge, okay? Retargeting traffic is like the cheapest. I mean, it's so cheap, guys. Like you can get purchases for like a couple dollars, where with the other method we were just talking about, it can be upwards of like, 10, 15, 20 bucks. I don't know. Like it just really depends. But like retargeting is so cheap. It's like every time I've done it, it's been like less than $5 per conversion. Okay. So again, you just you just show them an ad on Facebook to come back to your Shopify store and buy again, okay? And that's going to increase your overall revenue and your overall profit. And so, like I said, this can be from your Google shopping campaigns. You can just straight retarget on Facebook, or this can also be from this method of lookalike audiences that we were just talking about. So, like, let's say we've already know about retargeting on Facebook, or I'm sorry, we already know about this method of retargeting Google Shopping customers on Facebook. Then you can also just retarget the people that saw your lookalike audience Facebook ad. So if we're only doing this method in this video and we're only advertising to our lookalike audience, you still want to retarget to them because they're still more likely to buy. It's the same idea we just talked about. These people from our lookalike audience, they come in, they look at our store, and then they leave without spending any money. But if we show them an ad again that says, hey, what happened? Or maybe we give them a 25% discount, I don't know, whatever you want to do to come back and buy, then we can come again. Or they'll come back in and they'll buy again. And so that is like the last bonus on how to like actually really increase your profit, because you'll notice once you do this, you'll notice that this traffic is way, way, way cheaper than people in our lookalike audience and people on Google. Okay. So this is like how kind of like the final thing on how to increase with paid traffic. Then obviously we'll do videos later on email marketing and like social media and all that kind of stuff. But right now we're just talking about these lookalike audiences. So yeah, that's like kind of the last to wrap this video up. That's kind of the last thing is don't forget to retarget. Retargeting is super important and it does make a difference. It will make you sales as long as you're doing it right. It will make you sales and it will increase your profit. All right, guys, so that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you found this useful. Definitely make sure you take action on getting these lookalike audiences built, because it's definitely worth it. Like only relying on Google Shopping can sometimes be kind of sketchy, because what if you have a slow month on Google Shopping, or what if like sales die down for certain times of the year? You can run promotions on Facebook to keep those sales coming in. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I hope you found this useful. Thanks for watching and have a good day. All right, guys, that concludes the step-by-step tutorial on how to optimize your Facebook pixel using Google Shopping campaigns. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you start taking action on scaling into Facebook ads, and I hope it works for you just like it's working for me. If you follow these steps, it should get you sales, and you should be on your way to another profitable sales channel. So again, please subscribe to the channel. There's going to be more valuable content coming out this week and every week after. I try to post Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So make sure you stay tuned and let me know how it's going.